Cody Rhodes, big
Right.
topic. A lot of people in the wrestling fandom,
Oh,
they're,
that's what you want to talk about?
I do. They're saying that the title reign is stale. It's boring. Cody just has the same five things he says in his promos, and I think that it's not quite there yet because he just won the title. Chill, but they're dangerously walking that line. They're approaching it because, as I think we had an exchange where we talked about, there hasn't been a real feel. Like, of course, he has a number one contender now, but he hasn't wrestled since WrestleMania. He's been on SmackDown and Raw 2 weeks. He wasn't on SmackDown last night. He's been on three shows and just gave promos. And I mean, I could have done without it. I would have much rather see him fight someone in some just to have a match or some kind of in years prior. One thing that they did well, at least involving the heavyweight or the WWE Championship, after Mania, you would have somebody who was gunning for him, somebody who had some momentum from WrestleMania that would want to challenge them, and they would might attack them or something like that to get you invested in and keep the heat going. Because right now, what they had was with Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, The Rock, Solo, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, cousins. They had a feud up here, and it was hot. And then it's not Cody Rhodes' fault. They don't have any. They don't have a feud that they can transition him into that is of that caliber. It's nothing close, and it kind of begs the question: why did AJ Styles lose at WrestleMania? It would have made more sense if he would have beat LA Knight, and then he had a mean streak and came out and attacked Cody Rhodes. And I mean, even I think that would have been a more logical conclusion. Yes, LA Knight was the right person to win the match, but I'm just saying, just from
Shit, with all them Slim Jim fucking promotions, you know damn well he's gonna win that match. But listen, I agree. Look, the thing that they did bad with the whole Cody Rhodes situation was they had three promos, like you said. They didn't extend anything from those promos, and the one time they actually did, it was a future hint that The Rock was gonna come back after he's
yes,
about to take a break. Like we okay, thank you Rock for telling us this, but can we extend? And of course, you said now he does have a number one contender in AJ Styles, but they haven't even interacted. So I mean, and it's
no,
what less than 2 weeks from Backlash, so it hasn't been any type of momentum with that next story.
none.
I would have been fine if they had the whole emotional tribute at WrestleMania and Raw. They did it again, but after that, we're done. We need to move on. Like we're done with the whole motion. We're gonna talk about
What do you
and
want to talk about?
yeah, like okay, Cody. Like I didn't even have to have him wrestle. Like I didn't have to have him wrestle.
Mm,
Like he could have just had some type of momentum going into his next feud. But they had the whole 16 triple threat matches for the number one contender instead of actually setting up something promo wise. Like this might go into our next topic. Solo. This mother like first of all, he gets mad at KO for stopping him from going into the locker room that Cody Rhodes stole from the Bloodline, and he doesn't get mad at Cody. Like, I would wish like Solo stepped up and tried to at least. Oh, he's going to lose anyway if he does challenge Cody and be 0-75. But I guess that's the reason why he didn't do it. But like, challenge Cody and try to do something like stand up for yourself. Have Tonga attack Cody.
they
Like
forgot about Cody.
exactly. Like you just now you focus on KO. Like, and that begs the question. Like, and I texted you this last night. Like, what the hell does Solo want? I feel like I'm Paul Heyman right now. I'm like, what do you want, Solo? Like, what is your
I don't know.
objective right now? Like, you try to give orders, but you don't know. You kick Jimmy out, but we haven't addressed your record that you haven't. Like,
I don't
it
know.
doesn't. It just doesn't. Yeah.
The only thing that would make sense, I wasn't ready to talk about the solo stuff yet, but let's do it. It the glaring hole in the plot there is he kicked Jimmy out for losing. He has been on a losing streak, and there's
Since
actually
John
very
Cena.
interesting, very interesting. Karrion Cross cut a promo. It was a online or backstage exclusive, and I don't know if you saw this. It was on YouTube, and he talked about some stuff. He said, um, he was talking about different wins and losses that he's had, and he said that the Authors of Pain just lost their match. He says, I haven't won a singles match since August, And that's the kind of promo that Solo Sikoa should be shooting, because he hasn't won a match since he beat John Cena. And I do like how they're trying to rehab his character, but his motivations, they aren't quite there.
Exactly.
It contradicts like with the whole idea with him losing. I could understand if he was putting himself through some sort of redemption arc, like he wants to redeem himself, or I don't know what the case is, but it doesn't make sense. And then he came out there with that black suit, and it was just he looked sharp, but it was just a strange turn of events. And
him showing up the crowd thinking it's Roman. He gets out of the damn limo like, oh, it's
yeah,
in the suit. Okay.
It's like when your brother goes off to college and you get his room.
Take all his clothes.
It's like all his clothes that he left. Yeah, it was just so strange that, and then I did like it because the Bloodline storyline is evolving. It got kind of stale. Now they're doing something interesting. They don't need the championship to be caught up in the storyline, which is great. Mm-hmm. And Tama Tonga, I haven't seen a lot of his work. I'm familiar a little bit with when he was in New Japan, just seeing stuff on YouTube, because I watch all promotions. Anytime there's a hot wrestler, I want to know what they're about. I want to see what they're doing. And he's definitely been on that radar. He's had a lot of involvement with the Bullet Club, and then he's also affiliated with the NOI family, even though he's not directly. It's more like he was adopted into the family because he's Haku's son. You know who Haku is, right? Okay, cool. But yeah, his presentation, I like how he has a real mean streak. He's vicious and he just beats the hell out of people. I liked it, I really do. But the way he was rolling up on Paul Heyman and just standing behind him like a predator, that was that was just strange. It's like, so what were you? What's your angle? Like, I need somebody to explain to me what they're doing. Are they just causing chaos? Because if that's what they're doing, fine. But give me a motivation and a coherent story arc for what you're doing, as opposed to arbitrary beatdowns over locker rooms and people that you should be mad at that you're not.
This is so confusing. Like, if you're so upset about losing, shouldn't you have been in a match last week? Like, trying to win? What is he doing? I'm so confused.
I don't know either.
Yeah, but I like you said, I do like Tama Tonga, how they had him come out like an animal, beating up KO, making him bleed and everything.
After he ran into him.
Yeah, I saw that part, but I didn't see it on the show. I saw it on like a clip on like Instagram or something. Like he ran into him in a car or something. And
attempted murder with a vehicle. Look, WWE is the only workplace where you can attempt to murder your coworker and not go to jail. You don't lose your job.
or try to break in their house, show up on their property, and you still make it to WrestleMania.
Bruh.
With a Slim Jim promotion.
Yeah. In the car talking about WrestleMania.
Niggas gave me a product placement because I showed up at his house. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Like, come on, man. that stuff always gives me a chuckle. But yeah,
I do like you said, I do like Solo talking more, him actually giving orders, but it was just like the motivation is just like because losing? Oh, okay. I guess. You're 0-47, but cool. I guess.
I think he's talking too much. I like him talking more, but just being more direct and more straightforward.
I don't think he's being direct and straightforward at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think he's... Yeah, so I understand what you mean.
Like, he's talking more,
but he's not saying anything.
Right.
He's not really saying anything. That's how I was like, Solo, tell me what you want. Like, what do you want us to do? Like, So it'll be interesting to see how Roman comes back and what happens there too.
He's coming back as a babyface. Cause
I was about to say,
did you hear the crowd?
They already turned him into a babyface. He didn't have to show up. That's
we want Roman.
he didn't even have to show up, and he's already a babyface. That's the crazy thing. So.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, and it started with Cody thanking, and I was surprised at that. He thanked Roman, and everybody was like, the crowd was like, "Thank you, Roman." I was like, "Oh shit." That's fine.
Yeah, I can't. Let me get back to Cody Rhodes because I ain't done with it. So I like Cody Rhodes, and you had some questions too about. There's been some talking about just some nuance to his character, like how he holds the championship belt per se.
You
And
said there was a reason to that.
there
and
is a
I
reason.
texted you yesterday. I said he looks wildly uncomfortable with that belt.
You did say that, but it's a callback to the old champions of yesteryear, like the NWA champions. So Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, those type of guys. There's pictures on the internet. You can see where they're holding the belts like that, and it's a callback. His presentation. Now, I would just say his presentation. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like Eagle Scout type of vibe, Captain America. It's just I like Cody Rhodes. He does have an edge. He does have a lot of moxie, but the last person he should be thanking is Roman Reigns after that match. It's like, why are you thanking him? And then just the whole thing with The Rock and how they brush that over. Don't get me wrong, I love the segment, so I could be a bit of a hypocrite there. But just his willingness to shake hands with people who were beating the hell out of him.
Making them bleed in the ring.
Yeah.
Fucking them up.
And not only that, but thanking them. So that's just beyond wild to me. I don't understand that. I think that's if anything, that's gonna be what does him in and gets people to turn on him and lose interest. It just doesn't make any sense.
That he's like too much of a Boy Scout.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love Cody Rhodes. It's just certain things and the fine details that he pays. So the way he holds his championship is different. His presentation, you could tell that he's important just because the amount of attention he pays to his character and callbacks and things of that nature, how he presents himself with the suits. I think I love all of it, but just certain things like drop the nice guy act of having to thank your opponent after they tormented you. They cheated you out of a championship match at the biggest stage of them all when it was your moment. And then they beat you up, made you bleed in front of your mom. They tormented you, smacked you on live television, and you're thanking for... Come on, man. Come on, man.
It's ridiculous.
Cody, man, just hear me out. Those people aren't your friends. Maybe out of kayfabe, in real life, you might be cool with them. He actually got Roman a watch. Did you see that on the internet?
Yeah, I think he got The Rock a watch too. And they said that was what The Rock gave him back.
Oh, I thought they gave it to him in the backstage. It was the same watch that Dusty Rhodes had that he pawned for acting classes for Cody.
Oh, no, I was talking about, I know about that watch, but I was talking about, I think he got the wrestlers' watches, like the Roman Reigns, The Rock, and other wrestlers' watches for WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes.
Right.
Yeah. And I think when The Rock shook his hand and gave him
you think he gave it back to him?
That's what I read. And I read that at some point, but I don't know how true that is, of course. I don't know if that's confirmed or anything.
Keep that off screen. I mean, if they did a callback to it maybe later on, but the night after, that was he shouldn't have been thanking them for it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Keep the edge, and when next time I don't want to see him and Roman tagging and being best friends after Roman comes back right away. There needs to be some sort of redemption arc to where if he is to trust Roman, that is forged. It shouldn't just be they just show up and can they exist? That big trope they like to throw when they have the mismatched tag teams. They can't do that. It has to be something where they see each other, and even if Roman does try to help Cody or whatever, however they cross paths, they can't just be on one cohesive page after a 10-minute tag team match and a little bit of turmoil. No, these guys are arch nemesis to each other. So that's just my thoughts on it. Cody, stop thanking them folks.